Let's go to the Kids Zoo Encyclopedia and learn all about animals.
Zebras, ready to run. Before she gives birth, a mother zebra has her baby inside of her for 12 months. That's 1 full year. When an animal attacks a group of zebras, the zebras put their young in the center of a group of adults and then run away together. Zebras seem friendly, but watch out if you try to bother their babies. Even lions have been badly hurt when they try to attack the little ones. Zebra babies are ready to run about an hour after they're born. That's good, because they need to keep away from lions and other meat eaters. Migration, season of moving. When animals or people travel between places on a regular basis, we call it migrating. Birds and land animals migrate south in winter and migrate back north in summer. So do some people. Here, zebras and wildebeest in Africa migrate across land and water to find places with more to eat. Thousands and thousands of animals take part. Not all of them will survive the migration. Some fish migrate from freshwater to saltwater and back again. The word immigrant is related to the word migration. An immigrant is someone who moved from another place to live in the place she or he lives now. Mostly, the United States is made up of immigrants, or children or grandchildren of immigrants. Brown bear, a long nap. A female bear will be pregnant for 6 to 9 months. Some females have their first babies when they are only 4 years old. A mother bear will have an average of 2 cubs at a time. She will stay with them for 2 to 3 years. Grizzly bear, North American giant. Grizzly bears live in Alaska, Canada, and parts of Northwest America. Mother bears give birth in the late winter. Then they come out of their caves with their babies, called cubs, in early spring when there is lots of food around. A mother bear and her cubs will stay together for up to 3 years. She will defend her cubs ferociously. Bear meets fish. Bear eats fish. Bears don't just eat fish, but meat too. They are the largest living meat eaters. Some bears weigh up to 1,500 pounds. A salmon dinner is a nice treat for a bear. Fishing is not a skill that bears are born with, so they must learn it. Bears eat fish and meat, but they also like berries, grass, nuts, fruit, and even seaweed. Ostrich, sharing the nest. Ostrich eggs are the largest eggs in the world. One egg can weigh 4 pounds. The female ostrich, which is called a hen like other female birds, will lay as many as 12 eggs in a nest. These eggs will sit next to eggs of 1 or more other hens. Ostrich eggs are very round. The male and female ostrich both incubate the eggs, which means sitting on the eggs to keep them warm. The male ostrich sits on the eggs at night, and the female sits on them during the day. Ostrich chicks hatch in about 40 days. Ostrich, family outing. Ostriches run very fast, faster than a human being can. Their feet have only 2 toes. Ostrich eggs are often destroyed by jackals and hyenas before the baby ostriches have a chance to hatch. Ostrich chicks grow up very fast. In 1 year, they will reach their full adult height. Can you imagine if you were your mother's or father's size on your first birthday? Polar bear, swimmers and divers. A female polar bear will have up to 3 cubs at a time, each weighing little more than 1 pound. The cubs drink their mother's milk. When they leave their den in the spring, they will weigh about 22 pounds. A polar bear mother digs a hole in the snow, called a den. This is where she has her babies, called cubs. Young lions are also called cubs. Cubs stay with their polar bear moms until they are 2.5 years old. Eventually, a male polar bear can grow to weigh over 1,000 pounds. Cattle, useful animals. People raise cattle for milk and beef. Cattle have lots of names. A female that has not had a baby is called a heifer. Once it has a baby, it is called a cow. A male is called a bull, and a baby, male or female, is called a calf. Altogether, they are called cattle. When animals eat grass like this, it is called grazing. Horse, run like the wind. When they're young, foals drink their mother's milk for food. Later, they will eat grass and hay just like their parents do. Do you know what a baby horse is called? Horses have 3 toes on each foot, but 2 of the toes are very small, so they run on just one. A newborn horse is called a foal. Moose, the solitary deer. The moose belongs to the deer family. After giving birth, a female moose will nurse her babies with her own milk. Though a female moose has no horns, a kick from her feet can kill a wolf that is trying to eat her little ones. Most deer live together, but moose like to live alone. Camel, built for the desert. Camels have light-colored skin, which reflects much of the hot desert sun and helps them stay cool. Baby camels' mouths are covered by tough skin, so they can eat tough things other animals wouldn't touch, even thorns. Lion and lioness, a growl hello. Hippopotamus. Camel. Baby camels' mouths are covered by tough skin. The big hump on the camel's back is made of fat. It can live off this fat for days on a long desert trip. Baby camels are able to walk within a day of being born, but they stay with their mothers for up to 4 years. Hippopotamus, water pig. If there's more than one, some people say hippopotamuses. Other people say hippopotami, like my. Say them both 3 times, fast. Female hippos give birth to 1 baby at a time. The baby hippo can walk after about 5 minutes. The hippopotamus is called hippo for short. Hippos spend a lot of time in the water because their skin needs the moisture. Baby hippos are usually born on land. In the water, a baby hippo may ride on its mother's back. Rhinoceros Endangered. A rhinoceros weighs about 40 pounds when it's born and stays with its mother until it is 3.5 years old. The nickname for a rhinoceros is rhino. Alligator, a loud courtship. When a male alligator is ready to mate, he splashes his head in the water, and both he and the female roar loudly. When a mother alligator hears her babies call from their mud-covered nests, she removes the top of the nest to let them escape. Sometimes she even cracks the eggs in her mouth to let them get out. Alligators like to spend time together. Female alligators lay their eggs and bring up their young with other alligator moms. Elephant seal, nap time. A baby seal is called a pup. Other animals are also called pups or puppies when they're babies. Can you name one? Seals make wonderful parents. A mother teaches her youngster to swim by staying close to it in the water. If the pup starts to sink, the mother goes underwater and lifts the baby to air on her back. Seals spend most of their lives in the water, but give birth on land. Giraffe, quiet giant. Ouch! A mother giraffe gives birth standing up, so the baby giraffe falls to the ground. But the fall doesn't seem to hurt the newborn at all. Giraffe, a dangerous start. When it's born, a baby giraffe is 6 feet tall. Within 1 hour after being born, the baby can stand on all 4 legs. When little giraffes grow up, they may be as tall as 20 feet. Giraffes are the world's tallest animals. Baby giraffes are in great danger of being killed by other animals. About half of all baby giraffes don't live past the age of 6 months. Giraffe, who's the boss? The giraffe's long legs and neck make up most of its height. Because it is so tall, the giraffe can eat leaves from treetops. Male giraffes compete with each other, as these two are doing here, by swinging their necks and heads at each other. They want to prove who is stronger. Elephant, built-in watering hose. Elephants suck up water with their noses and then squirt it into their mouths. Baby elephants are born with a covering of brown hair, which they lose as they grow. Elephants are almost always born one at a time. On very rare occasions, a mother elephant will give birth to twins. Elephant, the herd helps out. Elephants often live together in groups called herds. When a baby is born, the herd will wait a day or so until the youngster is strong enough to walk with them. A newborn elephant weighs about 250 pounds and can stand up half an hour after being born. But the rest of the herd has to protect the baby from hungry animals until it grows bigger. It takes a long time for a baby elephant to form inside its mother. Usually the elephant mother-to-be is pregnant for almost 2 years. That's more than twice as long as a human mother-to-be is pregnant. Elephant herds are led by old female elephants. Snake, look who's here. Most snakes lay eggs, but some, such as sea snakes, give birth to live babies. Snakes shed their skin as they grow. Some snakes, such as cobras and pythons, curl around their eggs. This may warm the eggs a little bit, but they do this mostly to protect the eggs from enemies who might eat or destroy the eggs. Some snakes are poisonous, and you must be very careful of them. People have died after being bitten by poisonous snakes. Shark, beware. Sharks have the reputation for being deadly. Some of them are, but most of them are peaceful and don't harm people. Some species of sharks lay eggs, while others have live young. There are about 250 different types or species of sharks. Some people think sharks have been around for at least 240 million years. Jellyfish, be careful. You must be careful of jellyfish. Some of them have long tentacles that sting. Some giant jellyfish have tentacles up to 50 feet long. The big Portuguese man-o-war is actually a floating colony of animals. Some jellyfish travel through the water by doing cartwheels. Blue whale, as big as a building. Baby whales drink milk, just like human babies. But it's hard to see them do this because they nurse underwater. The biggest of all whales, the blue whale, is also the biggest of all animals. It can grow to 100 feet long and weigh 250,000 pounds. That's about as much as 1,500 grown men weigh. Trees, the changing seasons. Here you can see the trees turning color. That means it is almost winter. To keep warm, the birds will fly south and the bears will go to sleep in their dens. In the spring, when there are lots of plants to eat, many baby animals will be born. Ants, the insect army. Just as people have herds of cattle, some ants have herds of aphids. Aphids are tiny insects, smaller even than ants, that give off an oozy milk that the ants like. Ants can sometimes ruin a picnic in the park. Some types of ants have wings. Ants live in holes or burrows. A whole group of ants is called a colony. Ants live and work together. To build a nest, one team of ants forms a bridge to pull two leaves together. Another team gathers sticky silk to spin a web to glue the leaves together. Spider, web weaver. The thinnest strands of spider silk are very small, only 1/1,000,000th of an inch thick. Have you ever read Charlotte's Web, a story about a spider? If you can read it, you should, or ask someone you know to read it to you. Seahorse, Mr. Mom. Seahorses differ from almost all animals in that males, not females, give birth. The mother places her brightly colored eggs in the pouch of the father's belly. When it's time to give birth, the father pushes his pouch with his tail. Seahorses have about 200 babies at a time. If you had 199 sisters and brothers, could you remember all their names? Baby seahorses look just like big seahorses, only smaller. How small? 1/25th of an inch long. That's about the size of a pencil point. Snail, take your time. The typical garden snail is not very fast. It only moves about 10 feet an hour. When the weather's dry, snails can hide in their shell for 6 years or longer until it is wet again. The snail has lots of sharp teeth growing on its tongue. Clownfish, eggs during the summer. Both the female and male clownfish watch over the eggs until they hatch. Most animals have a special time of the year when they usually lay eggs or give birth. The female clownfish lays her eggs during the summer. Do you think this fish looks like a clown? Chrysalis, a caterpillar's changing room. Insects can't buy a home in which to rest. They have to build it themselves. They build cocoons from silky fibers. Insects like caterpillars grow up to look very different from what they look like as babies. Caterpillars become butterflies after resting in their cozy cocoon. Caterpillar, crawl first, fly later. A caterpillar flashes its spots at an animal that wants to eat it. The hungry animal may think the spots are the eyes of a cat and will run away, leaving the caterpillar safe. Most young living things look at least a bit like their parents, only smaller, not caterpillars. Their parents are butterflies. A dog with 4 legs runs faster than you run with 2 legs. But a caterpillar with many legs moves very slowly. It can take all day to walk through your house. Caterpillar. Which end is which? Caterpillars shed their skin as they grow until finally they are ready to weave a cocoon. A cocoon is a home the caterpillar makes for itself while it is turning into a butterfly. Some caterpillars have pairs of antennae at both ends of their bodies. This helps confuse other creatures. The caterpillar's enemies don't know which is the caterpillar's head and which is its tail. Butterfly. Where did you come from? A butterfly starts life as a crawling caterpillar. Then it makes a little shelter called a cocoon. Inside the cocoon, the caterpillar's entire body changes, and the caterpillar comes out a beautiful butterfly. A monarch butterfly can travel as much as 75 miles in a day. Some people like to catch butterflies as a hobby. There are more than 20,000 different types of butterflies. Frog, hop, skip, and jump. Frogs live in lots of different places. Some live in the water, some on land, some underground, and some in trees. When frogs want to attract a mate, they make a croaking sound by puffing out their throats. A frog catches insects by flicking out its long, sticky tongue. The insect sticks on the tongue and the frog pulls it into its mouth. Yum! Frog, from tail to legs. Since female frogs lay lots of eggs, a baby frog can have as many as 5,000 brothers and sisters. Each baby lives in the water and has a long tail like a fish, but soon it grows legs and moves onto the land. Before they grow legs, frogs are called tadpoles. Not all frogs lay their eggs in water. Some frogs carry their eggs in a pouch on their backs. This is where the tadpoles hatch. The tadpole may stay right on its parent's back until the little one turns into a frog. Frogs and toads are very similar but not identical. Frogs are good jumpers, but toads are not. A frog has a shiny, moist skin, while the toads have dry, rough skin. Toads are sometimes covered with warts. Frog, jelly, but not for sandwiches. In science class, frogs are sometimes opened up or dissected so that children can learn more about frogs and biology and about how the body works. Frog eggs are laid in a substance that looks and feels like jelly. Do you know who Kermit the Frog is? This is called a glass frog. Starfish, fully armed. You probably wouldn't like to eat at a table with a starfish. Sometimes they eat by pushing their stomach outside their bodies. If a starfish loses an arm, a new arm will grow back. Not only that, but sometimes the lost arm will grow a new body. This ability is called regeneration. Newt, by water, by land. An animal that lives in the water and also on land is called amphibious. Newts look like lizards, only they don't have scales on their skin the way lizards do. Some types of newts live only on land, and some live only in water. Other types of newts live part of the time on land and part of the time in water. What do we call a creature that does this? Fish groups. Schools in. Fish often travel in big groups called schools. Some fish live in fresh water and some in salt water. A few kinds of fish can live in both kinds of water. Cichlid, hiding in mom's mouth. Cichlids are good parents. While the female fish watches the nest, the male chases unwanted visitors away. With mom around, there is always a safe place for the little cichlids. When danger is near, they swim into her mouth to hide. Baby fish are sometimes called fry. Sicilian, using its head. Sicilians look like very big earthworms. A Sicilian can get underground by pushing its head against the loose soil. Some Sicilians lay eggs, and some have live young. Turtle, home on its back. Turtles are often kept as pets. Most of the turtle's body is enclosed in a shell for protection. When in danger, a turtle will pull its head into the shell. Egg, a first home. Most birds stay with their eggs to protect them. In the nest, the birds will sit on the eggs and use their body heat to keep the eggs warm. This is called incubation. The shell of an egg protects the unborn animal inside it. When a parent, like a frog or shark, leaves an egg to hatch by itself, the egg's shell might be slimy or tough. This keeps other animals from eating it. When it's ready to be born, a baby bird cracks the egg's shell with a special egg tooth that is very sharp. The chick loses the egg tooth after 1 day. Chameleon, what's your favorite color? The chameleon can change colors quickly. By changing colors, it can't be seen by its enemies or by those insects or small birds it might want to sneak up on and kill for food. When an animal is hard to see against the background, it is camouflaged. People who change their behavior a lot are sometimes called chameleons. That's because chameleons change colors a lot. Did you spot the chameleon baby? A chameleon is a type of lizard. Dipper. Chow time. Baby birds grow up in a home called a nest, which is built by their parents from twigs and other materials from nearby, like grass. With their mouths wide open, baby birds cry for food from their mother. This is called begging. Just like baby humans, little birds don't do much else but sleep and eat when they are young. Mongoose, a vicious little beast. The mongoose is known as an enemy of the cobra, which is a type of snake. The mongoose tempts the snake to strike, then grabs it by the head and kills it. Mongooses are distant relatives of cats. Mongooses are considered so dangerous that they are not allowed in the United States, even in zoos. Mongooses live in Africa, Asia, and Europe. The mongoose hunts by day and night. Rabbit, the Easter animal. Duck. Lemur. Egg. Rabbit, the Easter animal. Like the cute and fuzzy chick, soft and furry baby rabbits are symbols of the spring holiday of Easter. Baby rabbits are born with no hair and with their eyes shut. Rabbits have gentle natures, but an adult rabbit will defend its young. Do you know what a baby rabbit is called? A baby rabbit is called a bunny. Lemur, at home in Madagascar. Lemurs live only one place in the world, the island of Madagascar off the east coast of Africa. Lemurs are active mostly at night. Animals that are night creatures, like owls, are called nocturnal. Baby lemurs begin life by hanging on to their mother's stomach. After about a week, they begin riding on her back. Embryo, a look inside. When the baby's born, the umbilical cord that ties it to the mother is cut. A few days later, the leftover cord falls off the baby and leaves a belly button. Inside the mother, the baby quietly grows for 9 months until it is ready to be born. The baby gets all its food from the umbilical cord. The umbilical cord goes from the baby's stomach to the mother's womb. This developing baby looks like it is head up in the mother's womb. When it's ready to be born, the baby will turn head down and come out of the mother head first. Porcupine, a prickly character. A baby porcupine's spines are soft and white, but they become hard a few days after birth. Porcupine mothers try to find a safe nest to keep their babies, like the hollow of a tree, Porcupines also have another way to protect their babies from others, a back full of sharp quills. A newborn porcupine weighs more than a pound. That might not seem like much, but it is when you realize that the porcupine moms only weigh about 12 pounds. A new porcupine may even weigh more than a new black bear. Squirrel fish, no pictures. Even though the squirrel fish is small, it can find even smaller fish to eat. Squirrel fish, like people, come in different colors. There are black-finned squirrel fish, crimson ones, red-orange ones, and violet ones, to name a few. Squirrel fish are shy and don't like divers to take their picture. They will turn their heads away when they see a camera. Cat, from yarn to mice. At birth, a kitten weighs about 1/4 of 1 pound. With their eyes and ears unopened, they use their nose to smell out their mother. Mother cats move their baby kittens by holding the backs of their kittens' necks in their mouths. This is the same way that lions move around their babies, called cubs. Cats and lions are relatives. A baby kitten only wants milk from its mother. Do you know what a baby cat is called? A baby cat is called a kitten. Salmon, heading home. When it's time to have offspring, which is another word for babies, salmon return to the same river where they were born. Often they jump up waterfalls to make their way upriver. Do you know what spawning means? Spawning means the whole process of making and having babies, if you're a fish. Spawning means fish mating and then laying eggs or live babies. Duck, from fluff to feathers. Female and male ducks often look alike until right before they're ready to mate. Then the male duck will develop pretty colored feathers and look for a female. Duck, signs of spring. Do you know what a baby duck is called? A baby duck is called a duckling. Baby ducks are often born in the spring, which is why they are often a symbol for the spring holiday of Easter. A mother duck never feeds her babies directly. Instead, the babies watch how the mother uses her beak to get food, and then they do the same for themselves. Turtle, sand and sea. Turtles have been around a very long time. They were living even before the dinosaurs. Sea turtles live in the ocean but lay their eggs on the land. That's because turtle eggs won't develop in the water. A female sea turtle comes ashore to lay about 150 eggs in a sandy hole. Then she goes back to the sea and the eggs hatch alone. When baby turtles come out of their eggs, they immediately head for the ocean. But before they get there, many are caught and eaten by other animals. Osprey, diving for fish. Osprey chicks are usually born 2 or 3 at a time. When this osprey chick gets older, it will be able to find its own food. Ospreys dive into the water and grab fish with their clawed feet. These claws are called talons. Many hunters used to kill ospreys. Now the ospreys must be protected so they do not become extinct. Building a home. A nest is a home an animal builds to protect its eggs or newborns or itself. Not all nests are alike. Different animals make different kinds of nests, but most nests are in the shape of a bowl. Here, an osprey carries material to build a nest. Nests are often made of twigs, leaves, and mud. Nest building in the bird world is usually done by the female, though sometimes the male helps. Macaque, the swimming monkey. The macaque monkey is sometimes used in medical research. Macaque monkeys like living in the forest. They move around easily on the ground, in the trees, or even swimming in the water. As with other types of monkeys, the macaque hangs out with its family, and the females care for the young. Arctic fox, white on white. Foxes are known for being smart. If a person does something very clever, we might say he or she was as sly as a fox. Blue-footed booby, warm feet. Boobies keep their eggs warm with their feet. The warm blood that runs through their feet gives off heat to warm the eggs. Many birds and other animals sit on their eggs to keep them warm until the babies inside the eggs are ready to come out. Do you know the word for this? When birds or animals sit on their eggs to keep them warm, they are incubating the eggs. Goose, cute and tough. Watch out if you're admiring baby geese. Their parents don't like it and may attack you. A baby goose is called a gosling. Geese take their babies everywhere. When swimming, the babies follow one parent and the other parent swims behind to make sure the little ones don't get lost. A female goose is called a goose, but a male is called a gander. Baby geese can swim up to 40 feet underwater. Dog, a best friend. When puppies are born, they are helpless and need lots of care. Mom often picks them up by the loose skin around their neck and moves them to a safer place. Some animals give birth to babies that are squirming and slippery and ready to go, while other animals lay eggs that have babies inside them that are not quite ready. What kind of babies do dogs have? Fox, a smart one. Most foxes are born in April. Nature makes it so that many animals give birth in spring when plants and trees are blooming and there is much food for everyone. Baby foxes live in a home called a den. They live here with both of their parents. Foxes come out of the den when they are about 1 month old. Foxes are known for being smart. If a person does something very clever, we might say he or she was as sly as a fox. Bobcat, wildcat. Bobcats are also known as wildcats. A bobcat likes to eat jackrabbits. Bobcat mothers are pregnant for about 2 months and have 2 to 4 young ones at a time. The word feline refers to cat things. Koala, piggyback rider. It is unusual for a koala to be so white. This koala is called an albino koala. Koala bears live in the wild only in Australia. If you want to see a koala bear anywhere else in the world, you will probably have to go to a zoo. After the baby koala comes out of its mother's pouch, it rides on her back for a few months. Eventually, the koala is ready to move around by itself. Beaver, the engineer. One of the first lessons young beavers learn is how to strip bark from branches and twigs. Later, the beaver student will learn how to cut down trees with its teeth. A beaver home is called a lodge. It is made mostly of sticks and branches. Because beavers are so good at using materials to build dams and their comfortable homes, they are known as the engineers of the animal world. Lynx, the bearded cat. Unlike other cats, the lynx can roar but can't purr. The lynx has long hair on its cheeks When it grows up, the lynx looks like it has sideburns or a beard. Big cats can roar because of the way their throats are built. Cats have very good hearing. They can see well in the dark, and they also have a good sense of balance. Baboon. Don't bother the kids. Baboons live together in families and are fierce fighters. With their long, sharp teeth, several males can even fight off a leopard. Baby baboons grow to full size in 6 to 8 years. When baboons take a rest from travel, the bigger males, mothers, and babies sit in the center, while the younger males stand outside the circle to watch for danger. Peacock, the show-off. When a peacock wants to show off for a peahen, he fans out his very colorful tail. It's very pretty, with spots on it that look like eyes. A peacock is always male. A peahen is female. Together they are peafowl. Fowl is another word for bird. Peacocks live in Asia and Africa, but people all over the world can usually see peacocks in zoos. Plumage means a bird's feathers. Most people, and peahens too, think the peacock's plumage is beautiful. Gray wolf. Home is a den. If there's just one, it's called a wolf. If there are more than one, they are called wolves, not wolves. Sometimes a wolf mother will take over an empty foxhole for a den, its home, or she may dig a hole for herself in a hillside. Tortoise, a slow, long life. Though we use the name turtle for creatures who look like this and live in the water, and the name tortoise for creatures who look like this and live on land, most people use either name for either type. The largest tortoises in the world, like this one here, live in the Galapagos Islands off the South American coast. The Galapagos tortoises lay very few eggs. Many of the eggs they do lay are destroyed by other animals on the islands. Because of this, the tortoise is in danger of becoming extinct. White stork. Nest where they can. Some storks like living in cities. In Central Europe, white storks build their nests on tops of houses and churches. Storks can't talk, but they make noises by clacking their heavy beaks. Many storks live in the same nest. They make it bigger each year. A baby stork is called a fledgling. Fledgling is also the name given to other types of baby birds. Pig, round, pink, and clean. There are more than 300 different types of pigs in the world. There are tame pigs and wild pigs. The comic strip Peanuts has a character called Pigpen who is always dirty. But it's strange that we think pigs are dirty, since pigs are actually clean and smart. A female pig is called a sow. A sow has many baby pigs at one time. Sheepdog and chicks. Odd pals. To protect its owner, a dog will bare its teeth and snarl when a stranger comes into the house. That same dog will be gentle and playful, as it is here with these chicks. Most dogs are tame and live as pets, but they are related to wolves. Wolves are very wild and live on their own. A dog's sense of smell is 1,000 times stronger than a human's. A dog will remember a place by the way it smells, not by the way it looks. Swan, mate for life. Mother and father swans stay together for life, and both of them look after the little ones. A male swan is called a cob. A female swan is called a pen. Swan, a free boat ride. Do you know what a baby swan is called? A baby swan is called a cygnet. Baby swans start swimming as soon as they are born. When they get tired, they may rest on their mother's or father's back. Swans make their nests near the water. They especially like little islands where they are safe from dangerous animals. Cheetah, faster, faster, faster. Cheetahs usually take care of their babies under a bush or hidden in the long grass. Adult cheetahs are a yellowish color with black spots, but they don't start out looking like that. As babies, cheetahs are gray with no spots. Cheetahs can run as fast as 60 miles per hour, but not for very far. Chimpanzee, clever tool users. A newborn chimpanzee hangs onto its mother's stomach. When it's about 6 months old, it starts clinging to its mom's back. Chimpanzees are clever and can use tools like sticks to solve problems. Some have even learned simple sign languages. These languages were taught to the chimpanzees by humans. Female chimpanzees are usually about 14 years old before they have their first babies. Chimpanzees are called chimps for short. Orangutan. How about a kiss for Ma? Black. Grape. Orangutan. Orangutans like to be in groups. They enjoy touching and being affectionate with each other. Kangaroo. Mom's got a pouch. Female kangaroos have only one baby at a time, but while they're pregnant, they may have a newborn in their stomach pouch and a young joey that has just left the pouch. Male kangaroos get the attention of females by boxing one another. A baby kangaroo, called a joey, moves into its mother's stomach pouch right after birth. The joey leaves the pouch after about 6 months, but may return briefly when frightened. Kangaroo. Hey Ma, what's for lunch? Do you know what a baby kangaroo is called? A baby kangaroo is called a joey. The mother kangaroo has 4 nipples inside her pouch. Her baby will feed or nurse on these. Mountain goat, born to run. Most female mountain goats become mothers when they are 2 years old, but most males have to wait until they are about 7 before they become fathers. A mountain goat will use its sharp horns to defend its young. It can even kill a bear if it cuts into its lungs or heart. Baby goats are usually born in the spring, when there is lots of grass to eat. They can run and play soon after they're born. Deer, hard to find. Young deer, called fawns, play by leaping in the air. Later in life, they will need to leap when escaping danger. Though they are wild animals, deer at national parks see so many people that some of them will sometimes eat out of your hand. A buck is a father deer and a doe is a mother deer. If you forget which is which, just sing the song Do-Re-Mi. Doe, a deer, a female deer. When a fawn turns 1 year old, it is known as a yearling. Infant. Hush, little baby. Most humans can't sleep standing up, but cattle, horses, deer, and elephants can. New babies will sleep about 20 hours a day. As adults, they usually sleep 7 to 9 hours a day. In old age, people will again need more sleep, but not 20 hours. Do babies dream? Mother, one here, one soon. A female human is pregnant for 9 months before giving birth. The baby will not be able to walk on its own for 1.5 to 2 years. The baby is completely dependent on its parents for care. A human baby will not get its first teeth until it is 6 months old. It won't start to eat solid food until it is 9 months old. Humans care for their babies longer than any other animal parents. Mother, milk for the newborn. When a mother tenderly holds her baby while nursing, the baby gets a sense of safety and well-being that it will remember all its life. Babies don't get any teeth until they are about 6 months old. Gorilla, on the move. Baby gorillas begin to crawl when they are about 2 months old and start walking at about 8 months. Full-grown mountain gorillas, the largest kind, can weigh more than 600 pounds. Black bear, the ursine teacher. One thing a mother bear teaches her cubs is how to escape danger by climbing a tree. She sends them up the tree, and they can't come down until she gives them a signal. A female black bear makes a great mother. She takes a lot of care in teaching her young how to survive and care for themselves. Ursine means anything about bears. Black bear, model for Teddy. At birth, bear cubs are about the size of kittens, and they can't see. Bears really do like to eat honey, as well as blackberries, huckleberries, frogs, wild mice, insects, nuts, and acorns. Looking at these cute bear cubs, it is no surprise that bears are so popular with children. Teddy bears are favorite bedtime companions, and Winnie the Pooh is one of the most loved characters from children's stories. Lion, time to play. Female lions work together to raise their young babies called cubs. The cubs will nurse from their mother, or even from another lioness in its group. A female lion, called a lioness, will give birth to a cub about once every 2 years. Can you believe that these little cubs will grow to eat 90 pounds of food at one meal when they are adults? A mother lion carries her cubs by holding the backs of their necks in her mouth. This does not hurt the cubs. Lion, king of beasts. Female lions are called lionesses. Lionesses usually do the hunting for the family. Often they work together as a team to bring home dinner. Lions usually live together in groups of about 20 female lions and 1 male, plus their cubs. A group of lions is called a pride. When a young male lion gets to be about 1 year old, he starts to grow a mane. This is the collar of hair around the neck that makes the male lions look so different from female lionesses. Lion and lioness. A growl hello. A lioness is pregnant for about 15 weeks. The average sized litter is 3 or 4 cubs. A litter is the group of babies a mother gives birth to. Lionesses start breeding when they are about 4 years old. Lions are known as kings of the jungle. Porpoise, up for some air. A porpoise is really a small whale. Baby porpoises are born underwater. Then the mother and other females push it to the surface so the baby can breathe. Sheep, everywhere that mama goes. A baby sheep is called a lamb. A grown-up female is called a ewe. A grown-up male is called a ram. Even when a lamb grows up, it follows its mother wherever she goes. Lambs and their mothers know each other by smell and by the way they baa. Farmers give sheep haircuts to get the wool to make clothes. Do you know the Mother Goose rhyme? Baa, baa, black sheep, have you any wool? Do you know the Mother Goose rhyme? Mary had a little lamb. Sheep, hey you! A female sheep is called a ewe, pronounced just like you. A ewe will carry her baby lamb inside her for about 5 months. A few minutes after being born, a baby lamb can stand and walk on shaky legs. A female sheep will usually give birth to 1 or 2 lambs a year. Sheep, the woolly ones. Most babies depend on their mother's milk for food. The food that mothers eat is turned into milk, which is stored in milk glands. Babies get the milk they need by sucking on these glands. Different animal moms have different numbers of milk glands. Kangaroos have 4. Humans have 2. A lamb's wool coat is called a fleece. Wool comes from sheep, but wool also comes from other animals such as goats, alpaca, vicuna, and others. Zebras,